Hello. So today we are going to start discuss a new topic. I will not reveal the topic, just have a look. Okay, let's have pause the video, go through this program and tell me what is the output of this case. So what I have written, there are two different classes, class A and B. Inside class A there is a method which is static method, and then method name is main method, public static void main. Whatever signature is there, it is defined, and here B is another one class. In this class what we are trying to do, we are having two inputs, one is A, another one is B, and C is a variable, and within C I am performing A divided by B. Now what does it mean by I am trying to divide the variable A, the value A by B, and we are trying to print the value of C, and then we are trying to perform some more tasks like hello. Now if I do this job, then what will happen? First main will call and some variable M will be created. Okay, M is the object reference variable, and through M I am calling this test method with 4 and 2 value. So what will happen? By this what will happen? See this this A will be this A will be 4 and this B will be 2, then A divided by B, C will be 2, and then there will be in display, in output unit, in output, this is our output. In output we will have this value first, that means 2 will be the first value, then we will have the hello. Okay, then we will have the hello as output. Now tell me, if I have this program is okay, everything is running fine, but now if I provide, now in the place of test these two values I am providing 4 and 0, then what will happen? They are correct. So A will have 4 value, B will have 0 value. Now if I divide A divided by B, that is 4 divided by 0, then what will happen? What will happen? So this program will, the value of C will be infinite, undetermined value, and that cannot be calculated or that cannot be handled by help of the program. Then what will happen? From this point, without executing these two tasks, the program will terminate. The program will terminate. So from this the program will terminate and we will not get any output. So but what is the problem? In our program we have no problem, actually we have logically the program is correct, but what is the issue? The issue is we are having some unwanted condition. So this unwanted condition is technically called as exception. So what is exception? Exception is, or exceptions are those cases for which, or if it occurs, the program may shut down or terminate at that particular point or improperly. So what is desired, that will not happen, the program will shut down. So I have written it correctly, but still we are having the problem that is called exception. So think about the scenarios, think about the scenario if we are having some autopilot system, we are having some autopilot system. Now these are the different modules, there are different modules. Okay, some modules are there in autopilot system, these are the different modules. Say for example, each module is executing and the flow of execution, this flow is going here, from here to here, here to here, it is coming here and going here and here, and this way everything is working, everything is executing. Now what is the problem? Say for example, this particular unit is handling the gravity, this particular unit handling the fuel mechanism, this particular unit is handling some other mechanism. Now assuming we are having some problem within this particular unit or here, if I have some problem here, then what will happen? Definitely the program will, what will happen? From this point, without executing the other module, the whole program will collapse, the whole program will shut down, like this case, like this case. So like this case. So here we have a problem here, then what will happen? If you execute this code, from this point the program will shut down, it will terminate, so it will not execute. So these test statements are required or need to be executed, or some method call or function call is required, so that will not be handled. This is like the scenario, say for example, this is some organization, this is an institute. So these are the different classrooms, think about the scenario, this is batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, different teachers are assigned to different classes. Okay, in different classes. Okay, so this is V4, V5, there are different classes are there, V6 and so on. So many classes are there. Now tell me, if all the whole system is running, there are so many modules are there. If at a particular point or any point of time, if it B1 module, if there is a particular student is having some issues, or he is his health is not well, need some medical assistance. So what will happen? So this module is collapsed. Then what will happen? Definitely this module will again collapse. The whole system will crash like our program. So if one module is not working properly, or in some part of the program is not working properly due to some reason, it may be logical or it may be some other cases. I will come to that, all the types of exception, why they can able to occur, when they may occur. So this will collapse the whole system. So we will not try to do that. So what is required? If some student is getting some health issue, so definitely this particular module will report to its higher authority, its head of the department. If he is not, he will report to the medical team, or he will report to the management team. So this way the error or the message will propagate to its higher authority, and if it is handled here, it may be handled here, it may be handled here. First, if student having some issue, the student will report to his teacher. Okay, so if teacher is not able to handle, teacher will report to its higher authority, the higher authority will report to its higher authority, and this higher authority. So this mechanism is called handling the exceptions or errors. Now there are different types of exceptions. Okay, so in this case, what is required? The code for which the error may occur, that code is called risky code. Say such example. So say for example, we are having some array. Say for example, I have declared some array. Say for example, the size of array is 5. That means only I can able to store 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. But say for example, at runtime, by mistake, whatever variable name is, a is there, and inside a I am passing some value, that value by mistake, or the value is coming from other module, we are trying to access the value at a of 10. So that is also a problem. So this type of exception is called array index out of bound. In Java, for every unwanted cases there are, or maximum cases there are, every different classes are defined, and all these classes are taking care of those exceptions. When the exception occurs here in this point, it will throw an object of the exception which is defined for this type of exception is called arithmetic exception. So it will throw an exception, throw new arithmetic exception. It will throw an object. When, and who will do this? This is called JVM's thread handler, who is already there. It will handle it. It will throw to its main method. Who call this method? Main call this method. So the error will be propagated to main. Main will not able to handle. Handle means we have not written any code to handle it. So the error will be handled, thrown to the JVM, and that way, if JVM is not able to handle it, the whole program will crash. Such type of exception like array index out of bound, like array index out of bound, arithmetic exceptions, file not found. I have tried to search some file, I have written some code to handle or access the data from a file. Now whatever I have written, assume that file is not present. So that is also an exception. Say for example, for input output, for SQL whenever we are trying to connect the database, say for example the driver is not open or some cases may occur, so that is also can be an exception. So there are different types of exceptions. Let's have a look. What are the exceptions actually? So in Java, the superclass of all classes is defined as object. Object is the superclass of all classes, whatever classes are there, all classes in Java there is object. So in object there is subclass which is called throwable, Throwable is another class. There are two different classes are there under throwable. Another one is error. Error are different things like assert error, like virtual machine error. But nowadays this assert is used for keywords also. Okay, I will not coming to that thing. So errors are different things and exceptions are the different things. Errors are not exceptions. Sometimes students make mistake that errors are exceptions. Exceptions are what? Exceptions are those things which are unwanted. We have written the code correctly, but the data is not there. I have written the program correctly to access some data, but at the runtime I have observed the data is not there, or maybe some link is not there. Due to that I am not getting the error or the particular value. That is called exception. So exception is called, there are two types. One is checked, another one is unchecked. One is checked, another one is unchecked. What is it? Checked exceptions like IO exception, SQL exceptions, unchecked like arithmetic, array index outbound, or there are many more. What are these? This is checked and unchecked are what? Say for example, we are trying to, we have in our home, we have a kitchen. Now in this kitchen, do you have any fire extinguisher? Yes? I think no. So it is called unchecked exception. You can think about this way. The compiler, whenever we are trying to compile the program, the compiler is not responsible to check whether you have written the exception handling code. So the codes which are creating the exceptions, that are called risky code. Those are called risky codes. Okay, if you have any exceptional code or risky codes in your program, then compiler will check it or not. Depending on that, it is called checked or unchecked. So unchecked means like your home. You have a kitchen, but there is no fire extinguisher. If I am not expecting that it will happen, but if some mess up happens, if due to some reason the fire is or some mess up happen in the kitchen, there will be the problem will be there at the runtime. That means whenever that the thing will happen, the problem will be created. So this is called unchecked. The compiler is not responsible to check your code, or it will not able to create the byte code or class file. So compiler will automatically give a pass. So like this, in this code, if you run this code, so if you run this code, the compiler in compile time, compiler will create the byte code. It will not check whether still you have the risky code, but compiler is not checking it. So that's why it is called unchecked exceptions. Okay, so this type of exceptions are called unchecked exceptions. But what is checked exceptions? Checked exceptions like you are trying to establish some hotel. In hotel, you will observe, if you try to set up a kitchen, you have to get some permission from the authorities, and the authorities said you must have some fire extinguishers. So this is the scenario of unchecked exceptions. Okay, so unchecked means the compiler is responsible. If you in your code, if you have some codes which may occur when may improperly shut down or randomly shut down your code, if exception occurs. So if it is doesn't show check, compiler is not responsible to check whether you have handled or you have written the error handling or exception handling mechanism or not. So that is called unchecked. And in those cases, like if you are trying to connect the database, you are writing the SQL related queries or something, such type of things are called checked exception. If you write such type of code, you are trying to access some files like input output. For input output, if you are writing some method, some inherit or something, some mechanism is there. So for or connecting the drivers, if you are writing such type of codes, so your compiler will not compile or create the bytecode. The compiler will say error until or unless you will write the exception handling codes. Okay, so this is checked and unchecked exception. So in the next video, we will discuss about how we can handle the exceptions using different keywords. Okay, thank you.